Welcome to this ICF Slalom podcast episode, part of the series running until the Paris 2024 Games. We bring you the inside stories from around the globe from the people who make canoe slalom so special. Here's your host, John Gregory.
Thanks for joining me for this latest podcast episode of the 2024 Olympic year. Representing your nation at one Olympic Games is an amazing, life-changing experience. 4 new distinguished athletes are set to represent their country in Paris at a phenomenal 5th consecutive Olympics. Luuka Jones from New Zealand, Takuya Haneda from Japan, Peter Kauzer from Slovenia, and Maialen Chourraut from Spain. They are also each Olympic medalists. Here is my conversation with each in turn. At the end, I took the opportunity to ask each of them how they think the sport should further develop over the next 2 Olympic cycles for LA 2028 and Brisbane 2032. One athlete in our sport competed at 6 Olympics. Do you know who? I started my conversation today with New Zealand's delightful Luuka Jones, Olympic silver medalist from Rio. Luuka, always a pleasure to chat with you. Welcome back. Actually, in our last podcast episode with Kimberly Woods, she complimented you on your 5th Olympics montage video.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a real privilege. I don't think I ever went into my canoe slalom career thinking that I would make 1 Olympics. So to be going to 5 is a huge achievement. The things that I really treasure in my slalom career aren't probably just participating in 5 games, are the things that I've achieved. I think overall, I've really enjoyed the journey of building up to various Olympic campaigns, the people I get to meet and work with. And I think, going out and trying to achieve big things is probably something I've valued the most.
Okay, well, we'll come back and talk about that again in a minute. But so last time we chatted, I would say you were testing out to see what pace you had. You were coming back. You'd been off through illness around that sort of COVID period. We also talked about your book, Sustain, which you've been cooking away from. From what we saw in Montgomery Whitewater Centre, you do appear to have found your form again. You were sparring away with Evie Leibfar, and then you won the kayak cross as well, which implies that you were enjoying yourself on a new course.
Yeah, I mean, I had 3 sessions on the course before the race, and I was actually a bit off the pace of Evie, but I really enjoyed the opportunity to come to the States and to race somewhere different and to actually get in some competitions before the World Cups. I think that was the biggest goal, to go somewhere different so it's refreshing, to get some good training in and to get some competition in. I think I came away from that race knowing that I've got a few things to work on.
The different courses adds that kind of, fun element to it, and probably new challenges and stuff like that. It keeps you sharp. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's been incredible being in the States. We spend the majority of our time in Europe, and that place is very familiar for me. So to come to the US and to experience the southern states has been really interesting.
So let's cast your mind back to 20-year-old Luuka preparing for Beijing Olympics. Could you ever imagine making a 5th consecutive Olympics? I mean, what's that journey been like for you?
Yeah, I qualified at the last minute for Beijing, and that was a huge experience and quite life-changing. I think once you've been to a Games, it opens up a lot of doors. So having been to Beijing opened up the opportunity to join a sports academy in Rotorua and to start getting some support. And then, I don't know, I guess we work in 4-year cycles. And after London, I genuinely thought about retiring. I wasn't improving at the rate I needed to achieve the big goals I wanted to. So, the realist in me, if I don't get some support going forward, I think this is for me. 2 Olympics is a huge achievement, and I've given everything to the sport. It just so happened that year I decided to retire. I actually got some funding from High Performance Sport New Zealand and got the opportunity to work with a new coach and a huge team of support people. So it was quite life-changing, and I obviously decided to keep going.
Well, we're very glad you did. I mean, you were standing on the podium with Jess and Maialen in Rio. So good job you didn't give up after London. I mean, that must have been a very special moment. How tough is it in the year after the Olympic kind of medal? I mean, Maialen and you, both of you coming into a 5th Olympics, you must have developed quite a bond and respect for each other since Beijing.
Yeah, absolutely. And Maialen's someone I've always looked up to, both as a paddler and a person. She's just one of those genuine souls who's really kind and it's so approachable, and yeah, someone that I've looked up to my entire career. Also, as a she's very accurate and has achieved some incredible results. To medal at 3 Olympic Games and to achieve every colour is such an achievement. So certainly someone I have looked up to and still look up to.
Okay, we'll hope to see you on the podium again. I mean, the sport has evolved also since Beijing. I mean, the rules of the sport, we've had, C1 women come in as a category, now kayak cross, the boat designs have changed. I guess your paddling style has changed with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember asking Danielle Momenti this question about, what's the best technique for canoe slalom? And I always remember him telling me that it depends on how strong you are, and the stronger you get, the more your technique develops, and the more ability you have on the water. And I think that's true for me. And it's not just pure strength in the gym; it's being able to apply that strength off the water, inside the boat. And over the years, I've definitely gotten stronger, more connected. My core control has improved, and that's led to being able to sweep upstreams and to really go for those tight lines on the course. Yeah.
Is the strength component a more important contributing factor in kayak cross?
Definitely. Being able to be quick off that ramp and to get out in front, putting down some powers is a huge advantage in kayak cross. And I think because I am one of the stronger athletes, I really do value that about the new discipline. And I'm really excited that it's included at this Olympics and that I can, have a shot at competing in it at the highest level before I might retire. It's just really special to have experienced 5 games in 5 completely different places, and to be among such a amazing group of athletes. Maialen, Peter, Takuya, they're all incredible people and athletes, so it's nice to be in the group with those guys.
That was Luuka Jones, Olympic silver medalist from Rio. She talked to us from Oklahoma, USA. Next, I chatted with Japan's C1 athlete Takuya Haneda, Olympic bronze medalist from Rio. So, Takuya, I remember watching you take an Olympic medal in Rio.
Yeah.
I mean, congratulations again. Tell us how much that meant to you as a Japanese athlete. And I mean, what was the reaction from family, friends, and people in Japan back in that sort of 2016?
Yes, it was very big impact for us with the medals won at the Rio Olympics. The canoe slalom became well known throughout in Japan. Before that, I always had to introduce myself and explain what is canoe slalom. There is some rapids, there is some gates, which is a little bit. But now everybody recognized in Japan about canoe slalom, which is for us really impressive. I think the timing before the Tokyo Olympics was really good because many people were very interested in sports, many sports. Yeah, in the Rio, it was 0.1 second. Just fourth place was Gebrselassie. So this 0.1 second has changed in the canoe slalom scene in Japan and Asia. Just I feel a little sorry for Gebas.
So you've become a celebrity in Japan?
Yes, I don't want to say myself, but yeah, it's true.
Okay, well, good. Well, it's lovely to hear. Thank you. So you moved to Europe as a teenager to train before the Beijing Olympics, so 2008. I mean, need I ask why did you choose Slovakia?
Because Slovakia is there is my idol Michal Matka and Alexander Sokovsky. I knew that good coach Chunyovo and Leftovsky Miklas, they are good coaches and good competitors. Yeah, in Japan, it's a really hard time to train. There is no artificial course, no coaches, so that's why.
Okay, well, it was a good decision. What do you recall of those first Olympic experience in Beijing? I guess you would have been either 20 or 21?
Yeah, 21 years old. Yeah, my first Olympics in Beijing, there were so many things that I didn't know that it was completely different than our races, many spectators in the Olympic Village. So I was so confused with that I couldn't perform well at all. So, however, I think it was because of that experience that I was able to finish seventh at the London Olympics and win the Asia's first medal at the Rio Olympics.
Over that period, you must have developed some really strong relationships across sort of 4 going into now 5 Olympics with Peter, Luuka, and Maialen too. And also, I mean, your career paddling C1 has spanned racing alongside the rivalry of Tony Estanguet, Mikael Martican, who you mentioned, and others. I mean, what impact did they have on your paddling and mindset?
Tony and Mikael, they have always been my idols and my stars, and my career has always followed them. And my career started by imitating them, that not only how they paddle and also what they eat, how they behave. They had an impact not only on me, all the paddlers. It's not just their technical skills, but the results they have left behind and their behaviors as the champions. So there's, I'd say, a legacy for our sports. So I'd like to once again express my respect and gratitude to them.
It's lovely. You said that you started off imitating their style, maybe particularly on the water. Has your style changed since then?
It's really hard to imitate to their paddle because it's completely different. The bodies, different skills. So in the end, my paddling style was just just my style, you know.
That's good. You created your own. Where do you regard home now? I mean, Slovakia or Japan? And has the balance of where you've spent your time changed over the last, I don't know, 16, 20 years?
Now in Japan, after the Rio Olympics, I moved back to Japan. Much more time I spent in Japan.
You now have the Olympic course, of course, in Japan.
Yeah, in Tokyo 2020. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, I mean the team has also evolved.
Yeah, but big thing was artificial course was done in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Was built.
Yeah, I mean that made a big difference to probably that part of the world, let alone just Japan. That was Takuya Haneda, Olympic bronze medalist from Rio. He talked to us from Tokyo, Japan. Always a pleasure to welcome Slovenia's Peter Kauzer back to the podcast, another Olympic silver medalist from Rio. Anyway, congratulations on securing a Olympic selection for Slovenia for a 5th time. Has it sunk in? How does that feel?
In one way, it feels surreal because I never thought I'm going to go for 5th Olympics. At my first Olympics in Beijing, I said, okay, maybe I will go till London. And then after London, I said, okay, Rio. I don't know, it just keeps drawing me back, you know. It was maybe a good thing, like that injury before Rio that happened, because I could stay home for the whole summer. It was my first summer, I don't know, after how many years. And I really took a break, cleared my head, and like the sparkle in my eyes light up again. And yeah, I'm still here and I'm super happy about it and really proud of it.
Okay, well, I was going to mention that injury at a World Cup race. I think it was World Cup 1, which would have been Lee Valley 2014. So, I mean, that's 10 years ago. It seems amazing that it's 10 years ago. But you do seem to have rebounded from that injury.
Yeah, that injury gave me more than it costed me because, like, I was really, don't get me wrong, but I was really fed up of being on the top level. Mentally, it was really hard. Every year selection process, you know, always need to be like, there was not a time that you could take like just a little bit of break. That came at the right moment. If that injury wouldn't happen, I probably wouldn't pedal anymore after Rio. But yeah, like I said, I got back that sparkle in my eyes and that I lost during the way. And yeah, and then the events turned out almost perfect for me afterwards.
Okay, well, I mean, I've said to you before, but I feel that the core of your success, in some respects, has been that sort of technical mastery as well as your style, which obviously is adapted over 4 Olympics. I mean, you're an Olympic silver medalist, double world champion, double European champion as well.
Well, when I started with this sport, I started because of the love for the water, love for the for paddling, and I never thought I'm gonna get such good results during my years. The first thing I'm proud of is I have good basics, like good fundamentals, like technical fundamentals, because back in the days I'm one of the oldest on the circuit. I've been doing this for over 30 years, and I learned how to read the water during the wave, because back in the days there were no artificial courses. Okay, it was Tacen and Augsburg and SEO. Usually the races were on natural rivers, and that on the river the situation is never the same. So you have millions of options. Millions of situations that you need to adapt, and you learn how to read the water, how to let the boat run. And yeah, that helped me a lot. And if you have good fundamentals, then it's easier to adapt to a new technique, and everything, because everything comes out of the basics, and then you just add on, like, and try to adapt and try to learn, which in one way is good because it's never boring. Even after so many years, I'm still enjoying it. I still love paddling, and I still smile when I'm in the boat.
Okay, well, I mean, you're one of the smoothest paddlers on the circuit, and yeah, whenever you are on the water, there are other people kind of watching you, what line you take, what pace, and so forth around the gates. You didn't make your first Olympics, and I don't think until the age of 25.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you talked about the fact that the artificial courses, I mean, each of the Olympics that you've competed in have been on artificial courses. Obviously, that's Beijing, London, Rio, Tokyo, and then coming up now for Paris.
Yeah, I think the last Olympics, well, the only Olympics that was not on artificial course was in Atlanta. In one way, I'm kind of sad because you have so many beautiful places and beautiful rivers that even where the Olympics are held, like, but it's just the way it is. It's in one way it's good because then you're not it's not up to the weather or rain, because of the level of the water. You have a constant water level on the artificial course, which is good. But in the other way, after a couple of sessions, it gets boring because everything is the same. Like the water doesn't changes. Not like for example, in Augsburg or in Tacen. So it's quite easy to adapt, but then racing becomes more tight. Like the margins between first and 10th are getting smaller and smaller. To make a mistake, even a small one, it can cost quite a lot nowadays. It was not like that back in the days. Which,
I mean,
but
do you feel as though those different Olympic venues still have their own kind of maybe special characteristic?
each of the courses are a little bit different. Sadly, they are getting smaller and smaller each Olympics. So hopefully, like in the future, I know that in LA, so I heard they won't build a new course, so the Olympics will be held in Oklahoma, I think. I saw some videos. I've never been there. It's course looks quite okay, not as small as now in Paris or in Tokyo or even in Rio, which is good, because I was really surprised because my first Olympics was in Beijing. That course you really needed to go there and really needed to get comfortable because it was really really big, And London was also really good with that configuration that it was for the Olympics. But then it just like, I don't know why the courses were just getting smaller and smaller. I don't think it's the costs of the building a venue, but I don't know, maybe they have like a different way of thinking, the ones who are deciding what kind of course it will be. I would rather have a bigger course and to get back like because now it's just about cutting the line and pure power. Before that, it was like smoothness, and it was really like you could tell like a paddler who has everything covered, like from technique point of view, from strength, from mental point of view, and now that technique or using the water, just like it was lost in translation, if I can say it like that. So I'm a little bit sad about it, but it is what it is. I'm just trying to adapt on the situation as it is and try to make the most out of it.
Well, you've always done very well at that. I spoke to Luuka yesterday, who's actually in Oklahoma, so maybe she's trying to get some early training in before anyone else gets there.
I don't know. I won't be there. Like I said, this is my last Olympic cycle. If I would keep on going, I would be, I think, 44, 45, which I don't know. In one way, age is just a number. I don't feel that old, but still, there's still other things to do in life. But I'm just happy and grateful that I can still do it the way I do it on the top level after so many years. But yeah.
And you still make it look easy. I think Stepanka and was it David Ford stuck in there for a good while.
Yeah, I think David was when he retired. His last race was in Po in 2017 at the World Champs, and he was 50. I'm not racing till 50. That's for sure. Otherwise, if I can joke about it, my wife will kill me. No, it's all good. Yeah.
Family is obviously an important part of your life. Is your wife Janja a paddler too?
No, she was never a paddler. She did athletics when she was young. I think it was heptathlon, and we met at the uni because we both studied at Sports University in Ljubljana, and yeah, that's where we met.
But we have seen videos of your daughter Nola paddling now.
Yeah, she really enjoys it. In one way, it's kind of obvious because. She's been since she was born. She's traveling around with me, my wife and her. And when I go abroad in winter training, I always took them with me. That's maybe in one way it's obvious, yeah, that she's a paddler too. But like I said, you will do some. We both said like we want you to do some sports because it gives you so much. Also for the life afterwards, at the end she decided to try it, and she enjoys it. I'm not giving myself some like high hopes or something, but I said to her, if you will choose this sport, this is where I can help you the most because I know it.
I know people.
Yeah, and I know it the most. I know how to come on certain level and what you need to do. At the end, it will be her choice, but yeah, so far she's not doing it because I'm doing it, but just because she loves it, and there are now kids in the club, group of kids who are good friends. It
is very sweet seeing videos of her following your line down the river.
Yeah, and it's good to share these kind of moments with my daughter, I never imagined because I was away quite a lot, and every time when I'm home, like she really loves it. But when it comes to coaching, I try to step aside because then my dad steps in and he's like, okay, grandfather and granddaughter moments, and so I just like go, especially on the races for the kids, I go and I just watch because yeah, my dad is more soft with her than me.
Oh, good. I can see you're wearing a Red Bull sweatshirt at the moment. What role has sponsorship through Red Bull and others contributed to the success, and in what way has it allowed or enabled you to train?
Well, sadly, how the situation is in our sport. We don't get no prize money or nothing. Well, except if you win the overall World Cup or you're on the podium at the overall World Cup. But that prize money is I don't know. It's kind of funny to be a little bit kind of like a critic. Without personal sponsors, I would have to get a job. Okay, I am employed in the army because of my results. I get a salary monthly, but that's not enough. If you want to provide your family and live a normal life, you need some extra cash, if I can say it like that. But yeah, with Red Bull, it's like it's not about the money. It's like about everything. You get full support, and they really treat you like a family. If you support an athlete, don't support it just like, okay, here's, I don't know, this much, this amount of money, and that's it. But like whatever I need, if I struggle, if I have problems, if I don't have problems, if I wish for something, they're always there and always listen and try to help me with basically everything, which is good, and that's why I'm really proud to. I always said, like, okay, beside my results, I'm the most proud of it that I am is that I'm part of the Red Bull family, just because it's totally different level.
Okay, well, I've seen. I mean, you've been an amazing ambassador for them and others. So
yeah,
thanks for sharing the insight.
That was Peter Kauzer, Olympic silver medalist from Rio. He talked to us from Bratislava, Slovakia. And finally, my latest conversation with the lovely Maialen Chourraut from Spain. Olympic bronze medalist in London, Olympic champion from Rio, and Olympic silver medalist in Tokyo.
So Maialen, first, congratulations on being selected to represent Spain at a 5th Olympics. How does that feel?
Yeah, I'm very happy for that. Selection was really hard. And just we finished 2 weeks ago, and then I was really tired, and when I finished selection, it was like, oh, my body needs some recovery, and now I'm starting again, feeling stronger, and we will see. I'm very happy to be there.
Okay, well, selection did look very tight.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have been selected now to represent Spain for a 5th consecutive Olympics. I mean, that is amazing.
Yeah, I don't know, 5th is a number. Each Olympic is like in a different period of my life. And I think that each time is like special. So this time is in Paris, and I was dreaming a lot with Olympic Games in Paris. So I'm really happy because I will have the chance to be there.
We are delighted and looking forward to seeing you race. When we last spoke to you, you shared how motivated you were and are with kayak cross, and how perhaps maybe some initial disappointments, again, typical of you, had made you all the more motivated. So tell us more about kayak cross and how you feel about that.
Kayak cross is like, I feel that it's a new challenging opportunity for me. It's like when I was in Tokyo, I was thinking about what to do with my life. It was like finish paddling or not finishing, or what to do. So the week after Tokyo, we had a Spanish championship. It was selection for kayak cross for the rest of the season. I thought that I was selected, but my thoughts weren't good thoughts because I wasn't selected. So the week after Tokyo's games, we did a Spanish championship and also slalom and kayak cross. And on the hits, in the first hits, I was disqualified because I pushed in one place on the start ramp, and I was disqualified. But a lot of girls did the same, but the only one who was disqualified was me. So suddenly I was out of the team. The rest of the season was 2 World Cups, Laseu and Po, and World Championships in Kunovo. And for me, it was clear that I only wanted to race in the World Cups. My illusion was race in kayak cross, because for preparing Tokyo, I didn't do nothing of kayak cross. It was everything slalom. So it was my motivation. And suddenly I was out from the team of kayak cross, and no, why? and I felt very disappointed with that decision, and I felt very angry with the federation, with everything. Only 1 week after Tokyo's games, I was like this and not celebrating the medal and the result. And so I said, okay, this is because I want to continue paddling. So Maialen, continue paddling and do kayak cross, slalom, and have fun on the water. So all that feelings of sadness and were good because finally they helped me to take the right decision. So now I am here because I was out of the team of kayak cross after Olympic Games in Tokyo. So for me, kayak cross is a good chance and something different that I can train and that I can feel. And it's like when we are in slalom, we are alone with all the course, we have to do. It's like our plan. And in kayak cross, everything is a little bit opener, and we have the direct confrontation. And it's like for me, like a little sweet, like a candy. I don't feel that I control nothing in kayak cross, but it's like a new game. And it's for us like I can go to the Olympic Games and race 2 times, not only one.
Okay, well, you look very motivated by it now, and yeah, you are do very well at kayak cross.
I try to do my best, like always with everything, but it's hard. It's hard because I don't feel that I dominate the boat, that I control the boat, the upstreams, but it's very funny for me to be there with the other girls and with the direct confrontation.
Okay, well, for a fifth Olympics, yeah, there'll be something very fun about doing a new discipline at your fifth Olympics, I'm sure. So, Maialen, this Olympics appears to bring a new family perspective with Zabi's son, Pau, selected for Spain in K1 men. So, I mean, congratulations to the whole family. What advice do you have for him?
I think that he has more advices for me than I have for him, because Pau and me, we are the day and the night, racing and also training. Pau is super competitive boy. When he's in a big race, he's like so competitive. I'm super excited because we will be together in the Olympic Games in Paris. Is the best plan. This is the best family plan that we can have.
Okay,
so
but you're also a perfect
we are very
mentor.
happy to be there.
Okay, you're also a perfect mentor. I mean, the Olympics is very different than any other competition. You've had experience now 4 Olympic Games.
Yeah, I have a lot of experience, but also I am always fighting with my ghosts when it's racing day. And Pau is having fun. He's like with a big smile in his face every race, and I am fighting. So I'm a little bit envy of him that he takes like this the racing days. So a lot of times he's calming me, and he's younger, he's less experienced, but he was born with slalom in his blood. So yeah, I think that also we can have advices from young people, and I learn a lot with the junior team, under 23 team. I love watching them racing and how they took each opportunity for racing and improve. So I love watching them, and I'm always open to hear advices from them.
Okay, well, I think that's very astute and very smart and very insightful. Thank you. You've competed with Luuka Jones in 4 Olympics so far. So, I mean, you must have a deep respect for each other, as well as getting to know both Peter and Takuya.
I will start with Luuka. I admire a lot Luuka. She's so hard worker. She has so good character in the water, out of the water. For me, she's very very good reference for everyone. Is Luuka, and she has such a big progression since when she started. Right now, she's so powerful. She's so fast in the water. Wow, for me, Luuka is very special. So it's that kind of person that when she is going well, I'm happy, and when she is having bad experiences, like I think a lot of her 2 seasons ago when she was with the COVID and with the problems with COVID and persistent and all. It was like a lot of time I was thinking, oh, I hope Luuka is going well. Is that kind of people that it's special. And to share the podium with her in Brazil was special also. For me, it's very, very good. Good person for all the slalomists to have references like Luuka Jones. Peter, he's the king of slicing the boat. The best one is like so many years paddling in the top, the best level with this amazing form that he takes the boat and slices on the water. It's impressive. And year per year he's there, and it's wow. For me, Peter is wow. So he's one of the top paddlers to watch. And what more? Peter and me, we are from the same age. We were born the same year. We have each one has he has a Nola, the daughter Nola, that she will be 12 this year. I have Anne, my daughter, that she will be 11. They are in the very similar age, so we have a lot of things for share between us about paddling and not paddling. And also it's special, Peter, because he's always there if you need something, one advice or someone about speaking about the life. He's there. He's always there, and I appreciate a lot that from Peter. So not only his paddling that is awesome, also these times that he's coming to you and ask how is going the life, and we can speak each other and always learn something.
Okay, you've known each other for a long time.
Takuya is impressive. He took a decision a lot of time ago because he had a dream and he went to Slovakia for learning from the best paddlers in the world. And this is a big step that he took it. And I think that in Rio, he took that dream. And I think that everyone cried in Tokyo, in Rio, when he won the medal. It was very, very, very special moment, and I think that that moment was impressive. Yeah, it's one of the Super Olympic moments that we lived.
Yeah, I remember watching it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for all of that. It's lovely to hear your reflections of other people as well as just talking about sport.
That was Maialen Chourraut, Olympic champion from Rio. She talked to us from San Sebastian, Spain. Finally, as promised, I asked each how they thought the sport should further develop for LA 2028 and Brisbane 2032.
Everyone has different ideas on how the sport can develop, and I think the introduction of kayak cross is a huge move. Well, I think first the introduction of women's C1 to have gender equality at the Olympic level was great, even though it was really hard to say goodbye to C2. It was something that needed to happen for the sport to stay in the games. And now kayak cross, if you look across Olympic sports, everyone's going to those kind of extreme sports. And for us to have that combination of racing individually against the clock, but then also to have a category that's racing head to head and who's out in front and, you're jostling for position. I think that balance of disciplines has been really important and is a huge shift in the right direction. And I think some of the proposals of having short course canoe slalom is a positive thing. Having more medals across race weekends, that sort of thing, can be a really positive shift for our sport. With any idea going forward, you have to have people to back them, and you have to have people to fund those initiatives and competitions and that sort of thing. But I think, some of the ideas that have been proposed by athletes and by the ICF can be positive.
Yeah. I mean, you're in the US at the moment. It almost seems like a bit of a strategic move, given Worlds in 2026 and then Olympics in 2028.
Yeah, I don't think I will be competing at those key events, but I think it's important for the sport to have world championships outside of Europe. And I think everyone gets excited about traveling to different places. And I think it's really important for countries outside of Europe to host those big competitions for exposure, for funding for their own athletes. And yeah, there's nothing like racing a world championship. So I'm at world championships and in Olympic Games in the States. And I think it'll do hopefully big things for the US canoe slalom team.
Yeah, I mean, we've got World Championships also coming to Penrith, Australia, again, outside of Europe in 2025. Yeah. So, and we look forward to, let's say, World Cup race in Vero as well.
Yeah, that would be a huge thing for us to host a World Cup in New Zealand. I would definitely like to get behind organising that. And maybe get on some sort of coaching team for the US races as well, so I can come back here.
Thanks, Luuka.
Firstly, unfortunately, the Tokyo Olympics were not ideal due to the coronavirus pandemic. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what the Paris Olympics will be like. And yeah, I especially love the idea that having the opening ceremony on the Seine River on the boat. Maybe it was Tony's idea because he's a canoeist. He loves the boats. Yeah, but in Paris 2024, there will be many meaningful initiatives at the Paris Olympics, such as equal number of the events for men and between women, and using the existing competition venues. So we hope that these positive social impacts through sports will lead to LA 2028 and Brisbane 2032.
Thanks, Takuya. Maybe you've already said that you're not, at this stage, 99% sure, but not planning necessarily LA and then Brisbane 2032. But how do you think that the sport should evolve in the kind of coming maybe 2 Olympic cycles or even beyond? But
my opinion about it is like, first of all, I don't know how the IOC policies, I understand with the equality of the gender and everything. It's kind of sad when you see that only one paddler per nation, per category is allowed to race at the Olympics. We have so many good paddlers who are like medalists and world champions, and they will never experience the Olympics, which is sad. I know back in the days, I think the last time was in Athens, when you could have like 4 or 5 nations could have 2 boats if their ranking is really good. And then all of a sudden, like, they cut it. I don't know why. I don't want to say that it's not hard to give, 20 more accredited people at the Olympics, and you would have like at least 40 boats on the start. Then the race would be totally different, because now in one way everybody's, you could say like it's easier to get medal at the Olympics than to qualify to the Olympics. It's not, but
people have always said that. I mean, Worlds maybe. I mean, last year was a case in point. I mean, the level of competition and the number of participants at World Championships, particularly pre-Olympic year, is amazing and very, very tight competition.
Yeah, and it's sad because like at the top with top nations, half of the guys basically know already that, okay, I guess I won't be at the Olympics because they are sadly living in an era of one guy who is superior for so many years. And they should definitely think about opening up for more boats in slalom.
C1 men in Slovenia is coming down to the wire in terms of which athlete
that's one of
gets to participate.
Yeah, we have first and second on the rankings. World champion, we have a World Cup winner, and one of them will go to the Olympics, And it's kind of sad, because the level of the competition at the Olympics is already high. But if you would give a chance also other top athletes to participate at the Olympics, that level would even rise for a lot, and then you would get even a bigger spectacle, a bigger fight, and better, it would be better for the spectators and everything, No, just thanks for having me. Like I said, I'm really proud and honored to be among the names who will compete at their 5th Olympics, and I will try to go to finish my Olympics career with a bang.
Thanks, Peter.
Everything is in evolution of the life, the sport. I don't know what will be the evolution of our sport. The only thing that I know is that our sport is the best one, is marvelous, is super spectacular. We had to trust in our sport because watch the finals is the best of the best. A lot of people who started watching that, people who don't know nothing about our sport, and maybe this year started watching selection and saying, wow, this sport is awesome, it's brutal. And yeah, that's it. So I think that we have the most difficult thing is to have the best sport, and we have it.
So will you be competing in 2028?
But I will be very old. I don't know. Now I am here, and we will see. We will see. I try to have fun on the water. I try to learn all that I can, and we will see year per year. It's true that we have a World Championships in Laseu the year before 2028,
I guess.
so 2027.
Yeah.
We have the World Championships in Laseu, and this is special, so we will see. But it's very far for me at this moment.
Thanks, Maialen. National Federation selection trials are in full swing as we recorded this episode. Anna Sattler from Brazil, Casey Eichfeldt from the USA, Jess Fox from Australia, and Sidris Tassiadis from Germany have so far secured their places for their 4th Olympic Games. Given that Anna and Jess are both still in their 20s, it seems quite conceivable that they could make a 5th Olympics, or even a 6th. And in answer to the question at the beginning of this episode, only Stepanka Hilgertova has so far competed in canoe slalom in 6 Olympics. What perhaps struck me most about these 4 conversations was the respect they had for each other and others across our international sport community. Thanks to my Fab 4 guests today, Luuka Jones, Takuya Haneda, Peter Kauzer and Maialen Chourraut. Good luck to all of you in Paris. Our next episode will capture results and interviews from the European Championships in Tacen, Slovenia. I'm John Gregory, thanks for listening. Gold star to commentator Mally Johnson for the episode title. My thanks to Aidan Johnson for continued help with sound editing. See you on the bank as we prepare for the Olympics in Paris. Stay safe.
That's it for now, but please subscribe to the podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify or Audible. And please don't forget to share and leave a review too. In the meantime, keep it fast and clean.